Item 10D, adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with Parsons Brinkerhoff for construction management services for the San Bruno grade separation project in an amount not to exceed $327,000.
Tomorrow, the construction for the grade separation project will start, and how you indicated, the groundbreaking ceremony will take place on the 18th of this month at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The work will start in the beginning at 2 locations, one at the further northern site at Scott. They will start to work on the shoe fly, and also they will start to work on the southern end of the project, working on the temporary station. And the neighborhood will see starting some clearing activity on the west side of the rail at that location. In order for us to make sure that the city interest will be represented properly, this is a very important project for the city. Will change downtown, will change the city forever. In the same time, that changing process will be painful for the whole city and for the residents and the business community. It's a 2 years construction project with a big construction project with a huge impact on the neighborhood and on the whole city. In order for us to properly mitigate and manage as much as possible the impact on our city, it's important for us to have a dedicated, focused resource to make sure that JPB will be held accountable and responsible to fulfill the commitments made to fulfill the obligation agreed on through the operation and maintenance agreement and our memorandum of understanding with JPB, to make sure that the working hour will be respected, the noise level will be respected, proper communication will take place on an ongoing basis with the business community, with the neighborhood, and in the same time, the same communication process will be implemented throughout the whole city organization, including involving the communication with you. It is the intent to have set up a communication protocol to make sure that timely information will be shared with the public and also with the whole city organization on a engaged mode. Information will be available on city website, and also JPB will maintain the project website, and anybody in the city will be able to connect to that site also through the link from our own website. Also, will be important throughout the construction of this project to be responsive to any possible change during the evolution of the construction of the project, to make sure that any change implemented on the project will meet the city needs. In order for us to make sure that will be the case is, how I said before, will be important to have a focused resource allocated to this project. Just to remind you, during the BART construction, actually 2 full-time employees were dedicated to the management, ongoing management of the project. It based after a extensive recruitment process and selection process, Is my recommendation tonight to award the construction management contract to person Brinkerhoff, and the project manager will be Bruce Shushe, who has the needed experience to be able to proactively represent the city and to foresee possible issues on the project and to be able to proactively engage the city and help us to solve some of those issues before they will become big issues, and to play that role throughout the development and implementation of the project. The estimated cost for this contract for 2 years, based on throughout the whole construction schedule for this project, is $327,000. How is included in our CIP budget. You agreed before that this cost will be supported by redevelopment funds. In our 09-010 budget, you appropriated $250,000 to this goal. Out of the $250,000, already $135 was spent for engagement of design review support throughout the design of the project. And it is my recommendation to approve to enter in this contractual agreement with Person Brinkerhoff for a not to exceed $327,000.
Any
If you
questions of
have
staff?
any question, I will be happy to answer.
Through the chair, would this project manager be available to the public, or is it just to the city staff?
Based on our agreement, operation and maintenance agreement with JPB, it is their obligation to quality inspect the project, and also is their obligation to communicate to our expected level with the community and the public and the businesses. The role of this position will be, in essence, a project manager who will make sure that JPB fulfill their obligation, but in the same time, if is needed, this person will be available also to work out any issue with the community, with the neighborhood, if JPB is not addressing those in a timely and acceptable level to our satisfaction.
I'd just like to emphasize what the director has said, and that is, it is absolutely our expectation that the JPB understands and takes all necessary actions at all times to engage properly and to our standard with our residents. And this is a high priority issue for us in managing this project to the interests and the needs of the San Bruno community. So to affirm what the director is saying, that will be a primary responsibility to see to it that that happens of our contract project manager. We would not expect that on a day-to-day basis, because we do expect we would not expect our project manager to have to be necessarily in regular day-to-day contact with our residents, because it remains our expectation that the JPB will do that and that they will do it correctly. To the extent that they don't, then this person will be our primary representative as to resolving problems and taking any necessary actions to see to it that things get back on the right course.
Thank you. My concern is, how will we know that? How will the resident know that their message is being attended to and that they're getting the service from the JPB representative that that we would expect. So I'm sure we'll work that out. If I could, I mean, it's not on the subject of the project manager, but I just wanted to make comment that I saw the announcement of the construction that was sent out by the JPB to the residents just prior to this meeting. I don't think it's enough. I think it's a basic announcement, and it does not even emphasize enough what these people are going to go through. We've been dealing with this project for the last 8 years, and I believe that we need to make a stronger emphasis, at least to these residents and business owners, you know, that the big project is coming. I would like to make a suggestion that we make available to those adjacent property owners a information packet. I mean, we made comments about website and everything, and that's great. There's great information on the website. But I'd feel a lot better if these residents had something in their hand, and even a magnet that they can put on the refrigerator with the phone number of the JPB representative, Tim something. It's a 2-year project, and they're gonna go through a lot, and feel a lot more comfortable knowing that, you know, that they know what to expect. They get these notices all the time, you know, whether it's the railroad or whether it's, you know, utility companies or whatever, and it's, you know, they may be thinking it coming and going, and then 2 years goes on. So I'd like to make that suggestion. Well, we've always thought about those residents, and, you know, and we have no idea what they're going to go through.
I certainly will make sure that your recommendation will be
Thank you.
implemented.
Good. Anyone else?
Madam
Michael?
Chair? This is, to me, it seems like a pretty big ticket item, and so I want to understand what risk we're trying to mitigate here.
That's a big question.
Like with any big construction project of this size, will be unknown, known risk and unknown risk, and the known risk will be ongoing scheduling conflict, noise mitigation, what time of the day, what kind of work will be done, what is the expectation, then what noise level that type of work will be generated, will be lots of road closures, will be a huge impact to the ongoing traffic in the city, and how the city will be able to proactively manage those already known risks, but those has to be addressed at that time in a timely manner, site-specific, time-specific, construction activity specific. You cannot work out that for the next 2 years and to pre-plan those activities. They then also can be unknown risk at this time. The city spent a lot of time during the development of the operation and construction and operation agreement to try to address those possible unknown risks which will come up during the construction of the project. If for some reason will be unknown conflict with any utility or board or anything which is not known at this time, then maybe will be necessary to implement changes in the project. Then trying to assess in a very timely manner, like with a project under construction, what impact those changes will have on the overall project looks, feels, on the whole project, which all of us spent so many years trying to agree how that project will looks like. Any of those changes can have a big impact on the final outcome. And having a focus, very specific focus, to prevent those surprises and to work together addressing those issues which will come up during the construction of this project. That's why it's so important to have somebody dedicated to that activity.
Okay. And maybe I'm misunderstanding the role of this person, but wouldn't whoever the contractor is on this project would have their own construction manager who would also be doing the same function as this person?
Absolutely. It's not our intent. That's why I emphasized in the beginning. It's not our intent to have a second quality inspector on the job. It's not our intent to do the same thing, but it's JPB's responsibility to do for this project. They are responsible for managing the project, to manage the construction. It's their responsibility to manage the quality aspect of the job. The role of this person will be to oversee, to make sure that whatever is JPB's perception that they are doing a good job managing those issues, that really will meet the ongoing need from the city's point of view. That's why the time investment is much less. It's not, as you can see from the assumed hours, is in average, let's say, a half FTE throughout this whole time period, assuming that depending on what kind of activity will take place on the project itself, sometimes we'll need a full dedication of the resource, and sometimes if the activity is lower, or depending what is low impact activity going on the project, then it's not necessary to have a person on the job, or this person will not be all the time on the job by any means.
Okay. And can you maybe just very quickly go through the thought process of if any consideration was given to actually hiring another city engineer to take this on as well as other work? Because when you look at the full price tag, it looks like we get pretty close to paying a full-time salary. And I know that there are other projects where we have to keep outsourcing because we don't have staff on hand. Was there any consideration given to an opportunity maybe to develop somebody, another engineer, or maybe move an existing engineer into a different sort of role where this could be actually a great opportunity to get exposure to a large project? I know we want to do a lot of things with redevelopment in that area, and we're going to be seeing a lot more of these type of projects, I hope.
Certainly, your comments are very valid. Our engineering division has 4 full-time associate engineering positions. They are responsible delivering the whole CIP for the city, including water, sewer, streets, everything, and traffic calming project. Our resources right now are very strained and very limited. This is a time-specific project, and like with any resource management, for a time-certain need, you are looking for a limited time resource. And also the expertise needed for this type of project, I don't think that the city really needs this level of expertise on ongoing basis, this specific expertise on ongoing basis. I strongly believe that the city needs this kind of expertise on a limited time basis and for the management of this project, and would be maybe a waste of our own resources to try to bring this kind of expertise on permanent basis.
Okay, thank you.
To the chair.
Yes, Ricky.
Who would be monitoring this firm person's hours? I mean, obviously, there's an average per month, 2 years, but who's monitoring that to see whether or not, like you said, it could be less than, more than? how are we knowing truly the hours that are put in, who's monitoring that, who's monitoring the quality of level of service that we're receiving from this agency?
According to the plan, this position will report directly to me, and I will personally manage the time, and I will work directly with the person, and I will approve any time commitment for the person.
You know, I wasn't on here when we had the BART project, and obviously that's what you related, that we had 2 full-time persons during that large project. And I'm trying to understand too, as Councilmember Salazar, maybe because we weren't here at that time, I'm trying to understand, or an example of where did we benefit by having that service for BART, so that I can appreciate and understand that. So where are the concerns that had we not had it, and no, you weren't here as well, had we not had it, that we could have found ourselves in this situation, or that might have not occurred, or maybe we couldn't have reacted proactively, but had to be reactive. I'm just trying to understand for this large ticket item, to basically have somebody to oversee the project that's occurring with others, the necessity so that I can feel comfortable with the expenditure. That's, even though it's redevelopment, it's a lot of money.
For our best interest.
I would feel, I don't think I am the best person to make comments on what happened on the BART project. You know very well that I wasn't here at that time. But certainly I am still hearing many stories, even after that many years, from the community, how really that construction really impacted the life of the whole city. And the impact, I am just assuming, could have been even bigger or worse if the city would not have had the expertise and the support provided by those dedicated resources by the city. For this project, the city, no matter what, this project will take place in the middle of our downtown, basically cross from one end of the city to the other end. Will have a huge ongoing impact to the traffic, to everything. Even if you would not approve this action tonight, the city still will need to allocate the resources, but it not in a proactive manner, but just to react. I am pretty sure the residents, if they will not call us or this project manager, they will call you. And certainly you will call the city manager, and the city manager will call me, and I will have to react. And I will have to react, and maybe reacting and will take us more resources than if the city would have been there before that incident happened, or try to manage in a proactive manner. Typically when you are reacting, you are spending more resources and more money, and then we'll take your resources from something else, not to finish the sewer project, or not to finish the water tank retrofit project, or the Fleetwood neighborhood traffic calming project. We'll take resources no matter what from another project, and we'll have even a bigger impact, and probably will not save overall too much money for the city, knowing that in essence, if you think about it, cost us a associate engineer hourly rate is very, very close to the hourly rate what the city pay for this special expertise to help us throughout this next 2 years.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from you then, it's to be proactive instead of reactive, is to ensure the success of a great grade separation that's going to affect the heart of our community on San Bruno Avenue. It's because we don't have the resources or the staff availability.
Or the expertise.
I wasn't going to throw that out, but if you want to say expertise, okay. Expertise, I think our staff's pretty darn good. But we don't have the staffing level at this time to monitor that to get the community what they desire and deserve. That's what I'm hearing from you. I also want to say something that Council Member Ibarra said. You know, I remember back when BART came through and I was living on the 200 block of Milton. Let me tell you, I wasn't notified very well by the city back then. And I'll tell you, when the driving started going on, and at one time when it was at midnight, and I didn't understand why and didn't know who to call, other than walking across the tracks to try to figure out what was going on. I think we do need to have a clear expectation and outreach to the citizens that this is going to take 2 years, and let me tell you, you might not think it, but there will be inconveniences. And I think we need to give them a clear expectation and a timeline and the hours and a phone number so that anybody and everybody is all on the same page. There's no misgivings that this is going to be inconvenient, especially those folks that are in that area. And I think that's really, really important.
You're going through it again.
So well said.
Yeah, what they sent out was kind of like a door hanger, if you will. I think we need a trifold with names and numbers on it.
Pictures.
Yeah, pictures. It's,
I will
you
make
know, what
sure.
they did at BART was one thing. What San Francisco did and the sheriff did when they built the new jail was entirely different. We received hardly any complaints because they had a dedicated, staff to take care of any questions. They informed people before things happened, and it was virtually trouble-free as far as impacting the residents. So you learn a lot from that. Anyway, any questions,
go ahead.
comments?
Through the chair,
Michael?
To follow up on what you just said, did the city, in that case, did the city in that case also have somebody basically doing this oversight function? Or did the city just fulfill their obligation without having to be checked on?
No, as I recall, it was a different situation because it was in San Bruno, but on San Francisco land. So most of the impact was in and out with dirt and stuff. So it was a different kind of a thing. And Clara makes a good point. This is in the heart of our downtown, and no matter what you do, whether it affects you because you live there or not, you're going to be impacted. Just it's going to impact everyone who wants to go down and go to the pet store. So I think this is a very important need, and we have to get this thing off on the right foot. I think it's a very reasonable and good request. Irene?
I'd just like to suggest that when this all starts and this gentleman is, or whoever the engineer is, thank you, who's online, come to a council meeting and explain his role maybe, and be a face to this process so that we all know who he is and the residents know who he is or who the team is, and that it's more relevant to us. I mean, it's more real, and maybe that would help.
Certainly, your suggestion is very well taken. Will be our intent. You will approve the action tonight. That's the reason why I didn't invited him here until it's your decision to make tonight. If the action will be approved, he will be at the opening ceremony on the 18th, and also will be our intent to present him on a council meeting, and basically I will have a periodic update here at the council meeting, and certainly will be his role also to help us, and he will give you updates also.
Okay, great.
Okay. Anything else? Any
Thank you.
action?
I'll introduce resolution.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Aye.
Councilmember Salazar.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Medina.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.